Fasting, menopause, and hormone replacement therapy. That's 3 topics I'm going to cover in today's video. I'm going to take you on a little journey with me through the seasons that I have been in as an aging woman in today's world, with where I started with my perimenopausal journey and where I am today on my postmenopausal journey. So thank you for joining us for today's video. My name is Diane Parham. I am the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. Here in our community, we talk about all things for us as aging women. And I do like to define the aging woman as the woman who has the opportunity and the privilege to live another day. Fun fact about women in menopause is that there's very little information for us. It's getting better for sure, but a lot of the research and the data for us and how to care for ourselves in menopause is very limited, thanks to modern medicine, thanks to advances in a lot of things that we have available to us today. We do in fact get to age as women. I'm a very proud aging woman. I know a lot of women here in our community are the same way. So we will continue this conversation for us so that we can get the most informed information and feel like we are educated and empowered to make decisions for ourselves. The first topic I want to cover is fasting. So I started my fasting journey when I was in probably my very late 40s, early 50s. I was still perimenopausal. I had gone in for an annual physical with my OBGYN. She ran some blood work and I came out of that appointment as a pre-diabetic. I was shocked and very disappointed because I have been a health and wellness coach pretty much my whole adult life. So I knew all the things I was supposed to be doing to ensure that I wasn't going to become a diabetic. Now, I knew there were some things that were feeling a little off in my body, but I did really kind of attribute it to some changes that we had going on in our life. We had just moved from California to Texas. There was some stress involved with that. So I just thought that maybe I was going through a rough life season. But I did notice some very obvious changes in my physique. It was starting to feel difficult for me to manage my weight and my body fat the way I used to be able to do it with just nutritional changes or some fitness changes. And so when I started doing some research and putting the pieces together, the fact that I was pre-diabetic started to make sense. That's when I started researching intermittent fasting. I have used intermittent fasting as a tool for myself for the past 8 years to keep my overall health and wellness in check. I credit intermittent fasting to the fact that I have had no reoccurrences with any sort of diabetic condition. I do credit it for being able to reverse my insulin resistance. I do credit it for reversing a lot of those perimenopausal signs and signals that so many women suffer from. I didn't have night sweats. I didn't have hot flashes. I was able to reduce a lot of the sleeplessness, leg cramps, those kind of things by making those very specific lifestyle changes that come with something like intermittent fasting. So health-wise, I was the picture perfect model of health. Thyroid was perfect, blood sugars were perfect, nothing medically that I had to manage going on with me as a woman from my 50s up until about 58. I'm still very healthy. I'll be 58 next week. And so there's nothing medically that I'm having to manage with my doctor. So fasting has been and continues to still be the tool that I use for my lifestyle to stay ahead of health conditions that are generally lifestyle related and to allow myself to look and feel my best. And so intermittent fasting is one of those things that I will continue to brag on, continue to teach and educate on. Nothing there has changed. So now let's talk a little bit about menopause. And when I say menopause, I'm going to use that term interchangeably with postmenopausal as well. So menopause for me is just the rest of my life. Starting around, I think, late 2022, pretty much the whole year of 2023, I started to notice some new things happening with me. I was noticing some anxiety issues. I was noticing some joint pain. I was noticing some mild depression episodes, things that were very new to me as a woman. Never really suffered from any of those things ever before in my life. I mean, I've had some seasons of my life where I wasn't exactly joyful and happy, but this was a completely different feeling for me. So as I started to do some research and found that some of these things that I was feeling that were new to me were also symptoms of menopause. I described what I was going through now as menopause 2.0. I had gone the first probably 6 to 7 years being a post-menopausal woman, feeling like I was like winning at life. I was happy, I was healthy, I didn't have any medical conditions that I had to manage. I thought I licked it. And I think what happened for me is I just got to the point of menopause and hormonally where my body was making a shift, hence Menopause 2.0. Now, I've always been told by my OBGYN and my general practitioner that I am not a candidate for HRT. I have done a video on that on my YouTube channel. I will link it here for you to go watch. There are some family history issues, and then I also had a miscarriage when I was 38, about 4 months into my pregnancy. No real hard data as to why I had the miscarriage, but my doctor assumed it was estrogen related and blood clot related. And so hormone replacement therapy or hormones in general was something that I was told would just not be available to me. So I had managed the first 6 or 7 years post-menopausally with no hormone replacement therapy. So now let's talk about the third topic of today's video, and that's hormone replacement therapy. I really believed that I was not going to be a viable candidate for hormone replacement therapy. Again, my doctors took my family history, the situation that I had with a late stage miscarriage, just was something that doctors felt I would be just too high of a risk for hormone replacement therapy. Again, this was based on my personal history and my family's history and research that these doctors had available to them. So when I started doing my own research and I started really diving into some of these new feelings that I was having and some of these new things that I was finding that I was struggling with as an individual woman, I decided to look a little deeper into some of the newer research. In 2022, there was some new research released about hormone replacement therapy, specifically the use of estrogen, and how the studies from the past and how the studies were done and how the information was delivered really wasn't done in our favor as women. I will link some of the articles and the research down below if you would like to take a look at that for yourself. So I've reconsidered looking into hormone replacement therapy for myself for some of these really uncomfortable things that I have recently been experiencing. The sadness, the just joy of life that's kind of left who I am as a person, the anxiety and like panic attacks, which I had never ever experienced before in my life. Other things in my life, health-wise, again, are still perfect. So fasting through menopause has really, I believe, done a big favor for me and has been a huge benefit for me. So nothing there is going to change for me. But I really have dug deep into hormone replacement therapy for women overall and who is and who isn't a candidate based on new information and what new doctors who are studying menopause are saying. And this is where my mind has been completely blown. So I went to a very specific menopause expert doctor service. They're called Midi Health, M-I-D-I Health. I will link them below as well. This is not a sponsored video, but they are a group of doctors who are available to women online. I think they're pretty much available now through every state in the United States for you to have a conversation with a doctor in your state. And they are studying and are talking to women specifically in menopause about hormone replacement therapy. So they took my family history, they took the things that my body has been through hormonally as a woman. We had a conversation and they felt that I wasn't at risk due to the new hormone therapies that are available. Oral estrogen is one of the things that they have found to cause a lot of the cancers in women in the past. And the new patch, where you put one on every 3 or 4 days, so 2 times a week you change your patch. It's estradiol, you put it around your abdomen. They have found that that is a more effective way to deliver estrogen to women who are postmenopausal without a lot of the risk, even perimenopausal. So if you're perimenopausal, this applies to you as well. So I decided to go ahead and go that route. Now, it's really important to make sure that you have this conversation with your doctor, you understand the risks and the benefits, and in no way am I prescribing any kind of hormone replacement therapy to any woman. I'm really just sharing my own personal journey and my own story. So you as the individual woman deserve to do the research. You need to find a menopausal expert that's willing to talk to you based on your life history. And then you have to make the decision on the risks versus benefits for you as the individual woman. So because I was still a little skeptical, I started on the very lowest dose. They were super cool about working with me and checking in with me. I think I had an appointment every month. And then I kind of just felt it out and increase and decrease as I needed. One of the things that I was really surprised about was the progesterone. So if you're a woman who still has your uterus, you need to take progesterone if you are taking an estrogen hormone as a replacement. Progesterone is the hormone that protects your uterus and keeps your uterus lining from thickening and the possibility of uterine cancer occurrence. So it's really important that as women we know that as well to protect our bodies. The progesterone that I was prescribed was a soy-based progesterone. If you've hung around here with me for any amount of time, you know that I am very, very against taking anything or exposing my body to anything with soy in it because of my body's reaction to soy. I just don't handle it well. I don't break it down well. I can't have it on my skin. I can't have it in my house. I can't have it in my body. I agreed to take the progesterone because it was that thing. It was like a give or take with estrogen. If you took the estrogen, you had to take the progesterone or the whole deal was off. So I was willing to give it a try. At first, I wasn't feeling really great with the combination of that HRT, and I thought it was an estrogen related problem. But then my pharmacy ran out of progesterone, so I couldn't take it. I talked to my doctor. I said, hey, look, they're out of progesterone. There's some shortage. What do I do? She said, if you go without progesterone for like less than a month, so a month or less, I should be fine. So she said, just continue taking the estrogen. So I continued to take the estrogen, and about a week off of progesterone, I started to feel so much better. It was finally clicking, like this is what women are talking about with hormone replacement therapy. Prior to that, I really wasn't feeling a bump in anything in the positive. So I linked the progesterone and the soy to me not feeling my best. And I felt like my body had just a layer of inflammation from head to toe. Again, that's a sign of me having been exposed to soy. And I was feeling really groggy in the mornings. So progesterone is also a hormone that helps with sleep. So if you're having difficulty sleeping, progesterone will help with that for sure. What it was doing to me was making me feel like I got hit by a truck every morning when I woke up. I didn't feel rested even from a great night's sleep. And so there was just too many negatives for me to continue on with progesterone. So again, this is where it is really important to be your own advocate and make sure you speak up if something isn't working for you the way you think it should be working for you. So I explained all of this to my doctor and she said no problem. There was something else that they could prescribe. So I'm off progesterone and I'm on something else that pretty much does the same job as progesterone in regards to the health of your uterus. So again, make sure you are advocating for yourself. If something doesn't feel right, make sure you speak up. So things were still feeling a little off for me. So I asked to have my testosterone levels checked, and we just did a full hormone panel just to make sure that the estrogen that I was taking was also in effect. So much to my not surprise, my testosterone levels are low, very low. I kind of knew that because of the way my body has been feeling. And so it wasn't a shock to me. It was almost like a relief. So again, this is why it's super important. Even if your doctor is not for you getting your hormones tested, make sure you push them until they do the test for you or get the tests on your own. The beautiful thing about today's world is you can order hormone panels. You can do all kinds of tests on your own if your doctor is not going to be cooperative with you. I'll put some links down below for how you can get some of those kind of at-home tests to do as well, and then you just send them off and get the report back. So make sure you check the description box of today's video. Not surprised that my testosterone was very low. Again, I have done the research. I know what the signs and signals of low testosterone are. And I'm a almost 58-year-old woman. It all makes sense. If longevity and quality of life is a very high priority for you and you're doing all the things to stay happy and healthy for as long as possible, I do believe that in today's day and age, it's 2024, that hormone replacement therapy, if you are a candidate, is something that you should look at. Now, I have no problems with the fact that, like I said, the first 6 or 7 years I didn't use hormone replacement therapy because everything was great. Like, I was fine. It was just this last year or two that something felt like it shifted on me, and who I am, like personality wise as a woman and just a person, had left my body. And that's when I knew something was going on that I wanted to take a different approach with. It's not always just about weight loss or what your skin looks like. You, as the core of who you are as a woman, should feel like you're full of life and you have confidence and that you want to really participate in your life. And a lot of that had left me. So I didn't want to live that way anymore, and this is why I have done a lot of new research for myself and have had a change of heart. One of the things that I have always told women, even though I was not a candidate for HRT at the previous points in my life, was that hormone replacement therapy is a very personal choice. It's a choice that you should make for you with the guidance of a professional, right? A hormone doctor, a menopause doctor, or maybe your doctor. But it really should be something that you as the individual woman is doing the research on and that you make an informed choice for you. I do think that the doctors that I was working with in the past were just not exposed or educating themselves about hormone replacement therapy and women in menopause. That's fine. Like I said, I don't feel like there's any negatives to the journey that I have been on. I have just decided to take a different approach. Now I'm going to share some books with you that I have also recently read that have been huge eye-openers to me and how it is I'm going to approach my health and overall well-being as a menopausal woman moving forward. The one that I just recently read is called The Menopause Brain. I will link this down below for you. This is a lot of new information and new research that has been done. The book is by Lisa Mosconi, Dr. Mosconi. Absolutely love this book. I have also read her book, The XX Brain, the groundbreaking science empowering women to maximize cognitive health and prevent Alzheimer's disease. So we are going to share this one as well. I'll link it down below. And then of course I've read the book Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia, The Science and Art of Longevity. If you want to live a long, happy, and healthy life, I am so grateful for myself and our community of women that there is new research available and there are some new discussions being had. I'm going to share with you a couple other things that I am doing for my overall health and well-being and what I'm going to be doing on my journey to getting my testosterone levels back up. I still don't have a solution for that yet. I am working with my doctor to see what kind of options they have available. For my own personal research, what I have found is that the best approach for women in menopause who are looking to get a little boost for their testosterone are testosterone injections. And from what I found in research, the doses that they're doing is about 1/10 of what a man would get. Again, there's not a lot of research for women in menopause and testosterone therapy. Shame on the medical community for not doing their research. There's a lot of research for men. Believe it or not, there's a lot of research for people who are changing their sex. So transgender communities have a lot more research done for them, but women in menopause, there's not a lot of research. So again, you have to do the research for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself and you have to push for something that you think will benefit you. We might in fact be the research that's needed. Our testimonials, our improvement in health, our longevity might be the stories that are needed to really put some emphasis and the need on some testosterone research for women in menopause. Now, some of the benefits, and then I'll get into some of the supplements I'm doing. Some of the benefits of testosterone therapy for women are skin health, hair regrowth. So many women are always asking me, what do you do about hair loss? What if the hair loss problem was also a testosterone loss problem? And if we could just get our testosterone levels back, we wouldn't have to worry about hair loss. Better insulin sensitivity. So many of us are having insulin problems. We know that with a decrease in estrogen, insulin also rises. But what if testosterone is also a problem? Testosterone levels improve cardiovascular health, cognitive health, bone density, low mood, overall vitality, muscular strength. Again, one of the big pushes for women right now is consume, all the protein that we have to consume and lift heavy weights. What if we don't have any muscularity? What if we don't have any muscular strength because of where our testosterone is? How much protein should you be eating and how much weight should you be lifting if your body is absent of testosterone? So again, it is one of those things that I think is worth getting tested for, and then do your research, go to your doctor with all the information you have available, and then push for what you think you will benefit from the most. Now, 2 supplements that I am taking daily right now. One is they're both from Thorne. I'll put some links down below. The links I have, I think, come with like a 10% discount for these 2 supplements, but one is Ovarian Care. So I still have my ovaries, and although they're not doing the job that they once did, I want those bad boys to stay as healthy as possible. So I do 1 scoop of Ovarian Care every day. You can go on their site and do all your research on this product. Fun fact, our ovaries make our testosterone also. So if I want to make sure that my ovaries are doing the best job that they can at this season of my life, I'm going to make sure that I give them a little care. So this is a little mixed raspberry or mixed berry flavor. So I mix this with a scoop of amino complex. Again, the reason that we need so much protein is the amino acids. And so I just add a scoop of amino acids every single day in with my Ovarian Care. I just have myself a little supplement cocktail in the afternoon, and I just use the amino acids as a buffer, right? For those days that I can't get all the protein in that I should be getting, and just making sure that my body has all the amino acids that it needs to be at its best. So it is just a gap or a bridge that I'm trying to fill, or a bridge I'm trying to just cross over to make sure that I'm getting the best amount of amino acids as possible. Now, is supplementation for everyone? No. Do your research. If you feel like you have a little gap, or you feel like these might bridge the gap for you, I always recommend just giving it a try. It's a very low barrier to entry. Do something for 30 days. See if you notice any difference. If you do, great. It's an easy fix. If not, keep researching until you find what you need to find for you. So that's where I'm at today. I'm feeling really optimistic thanks to the new information that is available to us. Please make sure you are Googling what it is you want to find the answer to. Yes, I will still be continuing my fasting as I always have. Yes, I am still working out. Yes, I'm still doing all the things that I can to make sure that I am as healthy and as happy as possible as a postmenopausal woman. And I am also doing my due diligence with my hormone replacement therapy. If you would like me to keep you updated on what I am doing and the research that I am finding, please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. I will definitely keep this conversation going if it's of some interest to you. If you have a specific question that I might have the answer to, please feel free to drop it in the box below. I hope this is encouraging for you. I hope that if you have been told you are not a candidate for HRT and you feel like that might be misinformation for you where you are today, please go back and have another conversation with your doctor, or go have a conversation with a new doctor, or go do some new research for yourself. The sad part about all of this for us women is we have just been misinformed, and we have had very limited-minded people doing the research on our behalf. Again, it's 2024. Things are changing. We can now be more in control of our health and overall well-being as we age, and we do want to make sure that we live a long and healthy life. And I do think that the hormone replacement therapy that's available today and the options that we have today are going to make that possible for us, while we do all the other things to make sure that we're healthy and happy as well. Thanks for tuning in today. I love you guys. I love sharing this kind of information with you. And I also want you to know it's okay to have a change of heart. It's okay to change your mind about what it is you're doing for yourself, because things will always be changing, because information will always be new and available to us. Keep an open mind and do your research, and then make the most informed decision for you. I'm going to make sure that my other hormone replacement therapy videos are included down in the description box below. So always make sure you're checking the description box out to make sure you're getting all the additional information associated with any topic that we have here. If you haven't joined our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course yet, I do highly recommend you jump into class with us. I do think that the reason that I have been able to manage my post-menopausal journey so well, even now that I'm seeking out some additional help, has been the fact that I've reversed so many of the aging related things that were going on with me early on. Like I said, I will continue intermittent fasting because it has been the most beneficial thing that I have done for myself. So if you're interested in jumping into the intermittent fasting class with us, again, information is included down below. Get control of your life, get control of your health, and then when you go into something like hormone replacement therapy, you don't have to manage a bunch of other things along with it.